So I wanted to start first and foremost by talking about the place you're going to be playing next season. How amazing is this stadium that you've been probably hearing so much about?
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. You know, just to see the virtual things that they have, been down to the stadium preview center that they have. I think it's going to be great for the city of Atlanta. I think it's going to be great for the NFL, great for all of, the Southeast. Atlanta's such a great town. And, for hosting events that are coming in, this stadium's going to be unbelievable. But for us to have it as our home field, and it's going to be the best in the NFL, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to play in it, and it's going to be a great home field advantage for us.
I'm sure it's hard to tell when you've been to the stadium because there's still so much construction going on, but what have you seen when you've been there?
It's massive. That's probably the number one thing. It's really cool to see right now how it sits right next to the Georgia Dome. And the Georgia Dome's, it's pretty big, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium kind of dwarfs it. It sits right next to it, and it kind of hovers on top of it. So the size of it, the roof, the roof is probably the coolest thing, and to see that and how it's been constructed, the amount of time that it's taken to get that done, I think it's going to be amazing when it gets finished, but it's been really cool to see it in process.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge in building the stadium?
I would say Arthur's vision in trying to fulfill it. I think what he did in this stadium is he had a bold vision, right? Very broad. It wasn't about revenue. It wasn't about trying to build more club seats. It wasn't about it was trying to change the game stadium-wise. And so his aspirations and what he put onto us in trying to achieve it was extremely high. And I think that probably has been the biggest challenge in trying to meet that, every day, and trying to make sure that everybody sees it that way, meaning all of our consultants, all the people that touch the project realize we're not just trying to make a better stadium. We're not just trying to improve the Georgia Dome. If we did that, we would have renovated it. I think that's been the biggest challenge, is keeping that bar as high as he's tried to set it.
The feature of the soon-to-be new stadium that you're proudest of would be what?
And I'm going to say this in a really, this is a corny way. I think I'm most proud of all of the features, because what I like most about, quote, all of the features is there's no level that's better than the other. I think the upper deck is as cool as it could be, with the 100-yard club we'll have, with the whole sky bridge that we have that sits, kind of hanging in the stadium. You can look out to the city of Atlanta, you can look into the game, you can see the halo. I just like the fact that what we tried to do was give an amenity at every level for every price point. And I think we did that. I hope we did that. I think that's what I like the most. The feature that's going to get talked about the most kind of internationally will be the halo board. It's an incredible board. If you stand on a football field, which we're on now, just realize it would be basically row one of the entire stadium is a board that's 58 feet tall, hanging up at top. It's a cool feature, but I like the fact that we tried to design a building that whatever fan comes in is going to say, I've not been in a building like this.
What's a sporting event or two that aren't yet scheduled to play in the venue that you'd really like to be there? Or it doesn't even have to be a sporting event, any kind of event?
Look, we've got the big three in the United States. We've got the Super Bowl, we've got the college football championship, and we've got the Final Four. We'd love to be, if the World Cup comes here, FIFA World Cup, we think we've got the best soccer infrastructure in the United States between our training facility in Marietta and our facility at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We've got an unrivaled soccer infrastructure. So we think we're going to be bringing some big international friendlies. We think that that's great, because what's so nice about soccer is it's so global, it's so diverse. And to think that you can come into the heart of Atlanta, populate a soccer event with 70,000 people, listening to 5 or 6 different languages, because that's the makeup of the global soccer fan. I think that's good for Atlanta. It's good for the city. It's good for the region. So I think soccer is going to be transformative. But boy, if the Olympics ever comes back, a qualifier needs needs to take place inside of the stadium. So we're thinking big. Name any global event. We think because of the infrastructure that Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz offers, that we're going to be on that short list for that big global event. And we want it from the biggest and best stadium concerts in the world to the biggest and best sporting venues. We will be on that short list. And I think if we look back on this in 10 or 15 years, Atlanta's going to say, wow, that was a transformational moment for our city.